Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and I'm outside in town today. I'm on in Claremont, opposite the Loopy Shrew, and today I'm going to be covering the opening of the new home for Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin. Steadfast listeners of the Shrewsbury Biscuit may remember that a while ago I reached out to Age UK thinking that the Shrewsbury Biscuit and Age UK might be a good mix, because I feel like the Shrewsbury Biscuit can offer all generations, and with elderly folk, people that are sat at home, not much to do. I don't know, I feel like the podcast will be a great companion for people like that. And this is what I want to encourage with the podcast is it's all about inclusion and bringing people in and letting people know about what's going on in the town. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look inside. We're going to interview a few people, find out what this place stands for, what its purpose is, and how far the reach goes when it comes to Age UK being here in the town. These things are really important, and it's been a while since I've been out and done something local like this. We've been covering a lot of events, and it'd be really nice to get to know these guys properly. We've only kind of spoken via email and things from afar, so this is a great opportunity for us. So I'm going to step inside now and take a look. Please go to our Instagram and our Facebook to look at pictures. We're going to put some pictures on there as well, so if you're not already subscribed onto our social media, then please do that now. So I've just stepped in. Would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah, hi, I'm Heather Osborne. I'm the Chief Executive of Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin.
We reached out to Age UK a while ago because I thought like that the podcast would be a great companion so people that might use Age UK, maybe at home, can't get out and look what's going on around Shrewsbury and Shropshire, and I thought this would be a great marriage, if you like, of what we're doing. But first, I think it's really important that we find out what this place is, this new place that you've opened here in the middle of Shrewsbury.
So this is our new main office for the county. We were for 22 years just around the corner in Mardor Gardens, but we've just recently, in the last couple of weeks, relocated to here at Belstone, and I'm just really excited about it because I think it's a fantastic location.
This building's amazing. I didn't realise this was hiding inside here.
No, it's wonderful. It really is. So we've got a mezzanine floor. We've also got a big basement where we have a little meeting room in the basement as well.
Nice.
And of course, we're now linked to the market and the market hall. We do a lot of things at Claremont Church across the road as well, a lot of activities. So we're right in the heart of everything and right by the disabled parking and the bus stop. And so it's just, in terms of accessibility, it's brilliant, I think, for people to get to us and find us. And
with footfall as well.
Yeah.
There's lots of people walking by here. There's some great coffee shops and the Loopy Shrew across the way there.
Yeah.
So you're always going to be seen here. What is the main purpose of something like this, and what do you guys do from here?
So we organise all of our activities for across the county from here, but I guess one of the main reasons we wanted somewhere open that people could come into is we run an information and advice service.
Okay.
And so people can come in here, they can get fact sheets, they can get booklets, they can see any of our advice staff, they can get appointments for things like benefits advice.
Oh, that's good.
So one of the things we're really worried about at the moment is the fuel costs and the cost of living crisis. So we're hoping this will encourage people to come here and see us, and we can help people maximise their income, look at what benefits they're entitled to. We don't deal with debt issues, but we can help and support people.
Advice
So we can provide a massive range of information and advice from here.
It's a bit similar to I know South Water in Telford, their library there. They've got like an information place where people can go in and find lots of things accompanied with the library. So it's good that you've got your own space specifically for Age UK.
Yes.
For people of a certain generation.
Yes. So it's older people, but also families and carers. We get quite a lot of families who come and ask us for advice for their parents or carers as well. So yes, people can just call in. We're open from 10 till 4 every day, and people can just walk in, and we'll do whatever we can to help.
Wonderful. I'm glad that there's something like this here. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to take a walk around. We're going to find a few people to interview. We'll get some great pictures for social media. And I just want to say thank you for inviting me here today.
No, I'm really pleased to have you here. I follow your podcast. So.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. I always get a bit shy when people say that, but thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. That's what we're here for.
Thanks, Alex. Nice to have you here.
Cheers. Hello, so I'm Alex from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Today we're covering the opening of the new HQ for Age UK in Shropshire. And I've been told that you're in a partnership with these guys, or you help these guys?
Yeah. Well, actually, I used to be on the board as well of Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin for 12 years, and I only left just before Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So I know the organisation really, really well. But I was involved with setting up a community interest company called SAND, which is Safe Ageing, No Discrimination.
Nice.
That's set up sort of 2013-ish, and we look out for the interests of older and old lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans people because they're accessing health and social care. So it's a good mix, a good fit with Age UK.
So when we talk about no discrimination, what kind of things are you guys dealing with on a whole with SAND?
Well, one of the major things, which it sounds weird but it's absolutely true, is that people don't realise that there are older and old lesbian, gay, bisexual and trans people. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they think happens to us, which is a bit of a joke, isn't it? We sort of laughingly say that. But actually it's got quite serious implications if you think of people not being able to be themselves.
Do you think it's, I hate to use the terms like this, but people of a certain generation from way back when things were different, life, society seemed to be different, and now we seem to be becoming a bit more inclusive, I guess, with society.
There's an element of that, I think, and amongst those sort of older peers, but actually also younger people don't actually think of older people as having a sexuality or a gender.
I work with younger people, and I know that young people live for today. Yeah. They don't think of what's going to happen when they get older.
I remember that sort of.
So there could be an element of that, I suppose. How have you guys been helping people? Have you had a good reach in sort of the people that you've helped?
Well, what we do is we work with organisations that provide health and social care. So we've just launched this thing called the Covenant, and we're asking organisations to sign up, and Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin were the second. They're a bit upset they weren't the first. They're the second to sign up, and basically they sign up to 5 commitments which are all about equality and inclusion, and then they work out a sort of action plan about the things they're going to do to be more inclusive.
That's very good.
And then they sort of assess themselves. I think we've come up with a system that's going to work in Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin really in a sort of a very big area with a smaller population, and we just think we haven't necessarily got the resources or the infrastructure to have a kite mark or any organisation going out and policing, so we think it's much healthier for organisations to assess themselves.
So start from the nucleus and then work outwards. I like that. It's a great idea. And have you had a lot of success?
We're doing really well. We just launched that covenant in April, 1st of April Fool's Day.
Hey.
It wasn't a foolish thing to do. And we've got 9 organisations signed up, I think, so far, which includes the ICS, the Integrated Care System, which is pretty well anyone providing health and social care. It includes Shropshire Partners in Care, Age UK, as I said, Citizens Advice Shropshire, Wrekin Housing Group, cruise bereavement services. We're getting a really good spread of organisations that provide those sorts of services. It's great.
Well, I think it's wonderful what you do. I think it's fantastic because you are right. When it comes to whether the LGBTQ plus community, or whether it's just to do with love and sex and relationships in general, people think of old people as but no, they're normal human people. They're normal people, and they need to be included in society. And it's wonderful what you do. So.
Well, it's also those older generations have had life experiences when in their 20s they were quite heavily persecuted or given electric shock treatment and treated really badly and excluded from massive sections of society. So they've had those experiences, and now they're in their 80s and 90s. What does life feel like for them? Why would they trust authority? There's a whole sort of catalogue of issues really that we're flagging up.
I think one of the biggest tragedies of society is Alan Turing. I mean, what they did to that guy.
Yeah, bang on. Yeah.
Is horrendous. Guy literally saved the world.
Yeah.
And they treated him like a monster, and it's horrible what they did to him. So I'm glad that now we've got people like yourselves that are helping people feel included in society. So thank you so much for what you do.
Alex. Nice to talk to you.
And if you do ever want help with the biscuit and you want to come and chat and bring some of your peers with you, and we can sit around and have a coffee and a chat, you're more than welcome.
That'd be great. Really, really
nice to meet you today.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
So I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit. So
welcome.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
So I'm Gina Spencer. I'm the Director of Finance for Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin. I was the Project Manager for overseeing and leading on the refurbishment of 4 Bellstone and leaving 3 Mardle Gardens.
Big job.
Big job. I focused on it for about 5 months. It was a challenge, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And as you can see, we now have fabulous offices.
Yes, they look
for
great.
the team of Age UK Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin, and fabulous offices for service users and anybody else that wants to come in and drop by. It's fully accessible. It's bright. It's
very impressive.
Really lovely.
Very impressive.
We've tried to stick to the Age UK colours.
Yeah?
So we have pink, lime green, blue and orange. But as this was the nationwide bank, there was a bit of purple. So instead of the pink, we added purple.
Nice.
We added the lime green, and we've got this bright orange dotted about to stick with the theme.
It is a beautiful airy space. It's quite modern looking as well.
It is. We've had LED lights put in because before, when it was the bank, it was quite dark when you came in. So all the lighting.
Yeah.
Somebody came in to try and bank a cheque today.
Did they?
Yeah. So the lighting's been changed. The aircon is all serviced. New flooring, new carpets, new offices for the staff.
So, as a comparison to the other place, then, is this a million times better than what you had?
They were both good in their own right. I think Marble Gardens was like it was like a comfortable blanket.
Yes.
You know, it was like
nostalgia and
yeah,
what you're
it was
used to.
cosy. It was listed. It had a lot of heritage to it. It used to be a hotel. It's probably about 300 years old, if not older.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful, charming building. But it wasn't really practical for offices. But we were there for 20 years and we managed. But being down an alleyway, not everybody knew where we were. And so now we've come into the 21st century. So we've sort of age rejuvenated.
Yes, I like that. That's great.
Yeah, we've reached the anti-aging age where we're now in a young, beautiful, bright, airy premises, a headquarters for Age UK
It's welcoming.
Shropshire.
I think that's the most important thing. But being a charity and trying to acquire the things you need, the necessities that you need to move over there, is that a task for you guys, or is it something your Age UK are always prepared to do? The funds and the bits that you need to move over, was that hard to acquire, or was that just?
We used a local removal company.
Yeah.
And they were fantastic. They did it in 2 days. Obviously, I'd asked everybody to label up the everything in the building in marble, so it was items that were red for sell or blue for keep.
I imagine that was fun. What do I keep and what do I get rid of? Everybody hates that stuff.
Well, you can imagine after 20 years of being in one building, and we didn't have anywhere for storage, so all of everything was under the eaves in Marble Gardens, and now we have a specific archive room where everything's under padlock. It's all safe. It's all in one place. It's all GDPR compliant. And as you can see, there's no clutter, there's no cobwebs.
No.
We can see daylight. Most of us were looking at
Lots of daylight.
Yeah.
Lots of daylight.
Yeah, it's expensive for window cleaning because it's all windows. But yeah, it's just fantastic.
And now you've got this new building with a lot more space, a lot more facilities available. Does that mean you're going to be able to get more work done locally with the community? I mean, like, you've got this brand new toy, this new place to use. Do you think it'll have a huge impact on what you guys do?
I think it is good for employee well-being. I think everybody's lifted slightly because they're not going into a dark, comfy blanket building.
Yes.
I think it's given everybody a bit of inspiration and lifted everybody up for the next chapter of our charity.
Good boost to morale.
72 years old now, so and to bring it into the 21st century is just fantastic, and it's just such a great opportunity to be further into the town centre where everybody can see us, and it's really accessible for service users and older people to come in. We're just in the ideal spot now. We've been looking for 10 years for premises, and we have visited them, we've assessed them, and so it's taken 10 years to get here.
I've got to say, when I'm walking around Shrewsbury, because I would love a studio. I'd love a studio right in the middle of town. The Shrewsbury Biscuit doing what we do, right? And every time I see an empty building, I peer for the window and I think, Biscuit Studios.
Yeah, Biscuit Studios.
I'd love one day maybe.
Maybe you don't have a DJ mixing desk in there as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it
Couple
would.
radio station.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's really cosmopolitan.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? It's been lovely chatting to you, and well done for making all this happen with your team. You guys have done a great job.
And I just hope that we get lots of older people wanting to come in and use our services, because we work with about 25,000 older people in our county every year. We bring in over £3 million worth of benefits for older people in Shropshire and Telford and Wrekin. We achieve a lot, we have really good outcomes, and we're just here for the older community in Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin, and we love them.
Oh, lovely. That was a great send-off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. It's nice to meet you. What's your name, sorry?
I'm Lynne.
Lynne,
and I have worked with Age UK for about 6 years.
For 6 years?
As a telephone buddy.
And what is a telephone buddy? What is it you do?
Well, we phone people up. Obviously, there are lots of people who live on their own, and loneliness is a great part of it, you know. So we phone people up perhaps once a week and have a little chat with them about anything and everything. Some people like to talk about their families. Some people like to talk about just things they've been doing through the week, you know. And we talk about all sorts of things, and we have nice little chats.
That's really wonderful, because not everybody can do that. Some people don't like talking on the phone, do they?
No, that's true.
So it's nice that you find out, as a volunteer as well.
Yeah.
Time out of your day to make sure that people are okay and engage in nice conversations.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. We have lovely conversations. Used to be able, of course, come into the offices.
Yes.
But because of COVID, we had to start doing it from home. So I do it from home now, and it's lovely. We have the same people. Usually, when we went into the office, we had different people each week, you know, to phone. But from home, you speak to the same people all the time.
I bet you were.
It's good.
I bet you were an incredible lifeline for people during COVID, during the pandemic. I bet you were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they helped me as well.
Oh, that's lovely.
Because I live on my own, so you know.
And that's a good point, you know, that you've made a lot of friends now, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't phone people, I'd probably be one of the people that would ask for a phone call, because it's nice to have a chat to somebody, and you can talk about anything. They know it's all confidential. And,
It's nice as a friendly thing to do, but I bet as a safe and well safeguarding perspective, it's kind of nice as well, because you're checking in to make sure they're okay.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, we do have sometimes when we don't get an answer to a phone call, and then go back to the office, which will be here now, and report that somebody hasn't answered their phone, you know, for a week.
Make sure they're okay.
And they can check up and find out if they're in the hospital.
Well, I think it's fun.
Good. Yes.
Is there a big team of you guys?
Well, at the moment, I'm not really quite sure, because I haven't been into the office, you know. But I should think there's quite a few people who still do it.
Good.
But I don't know, after COVID, you know, things changed.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't tell you how many actually people do it now. But,
so if there's somebody listening to this in a similar situation to yourself, would you encourage them to get involved and do what you do?
I like to do it, yes. I don't suspect it's for everybody.
No.
You know, but yes, but you know, if they feel they would like to do it, we do have a bit of a training session, you know, before we're allowed to do it ourselves.
Of course.
And of course, obviously, Age UK would make sure you're the right man for the job, if you like, you know. But yes, if you feel you could do that, then yes, by all means. Because I mean, I find it very worthwhile doing. You know, I mean, I don't feel absolutely, you know, the saint that's just come down. You know,
you are worthwhile.
You know.
I think it's good. You know. I think what you do is very important. I mean, I've worked with charities for years, and one of my most important things is about inclusion and bringing people in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, not to mention I mentioned another charity and another. I spoke to Amiga recently. They do something very similar, and I think the more charities that do something like this, that do reach out to people, make sure, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is there anything we can get for you? What are you watching on TV at the moment? Or you know, because not everybody wants to engage in conversations when it's something official.
No.
But as a friendly chat, it's a nice thing.
Oh yeah. And you have got to listen. Listening is the thing. Listen first of all. And then, because sometimes people don't want to talk about personal things. That's fine. We talk about anything and everything, but listening is the skill.
I bet you're the perfect icebreaker. What should we talk about today? I don't know. You come up with subjects to speak about on days when people, they haven't had a lot to look at or to be inspired by, and you're that inspiration. So that's good. You shouldn't feel modest about that.
I enjoy doing it, and I think it's a good thing. And I think, but it has to be consistent. You have to keep.
Of course.
It has to be consistent because people depend on you to be there, if you like. So.
This is what I wanted to offer with the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I kind of want to be a one-sided conversation. People listening to me. Not me talk back. But it's nice to have something in the background as well. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's something symbiotic about conversation, communication, and include and I think what you do is fantastic. So well done.
Thank you.
And what do you think this place here is going to offer to the community? Do you think there's going to be more,
Well, I think it's more accessible to people. You come round the corner and whoa, there it is in front of you. Whereas where we were before, it was a bit tucked away. And I think more people will come in and ask questions, and I do feel it would be more accessible to people. Because sometimes these places are sort of, you don't want to go in. You think, well, maybe I better not. I might do that. You might say, oh, you might not want to. But here, it's, I'll go in.
It's open, isn't it? It's
open,
an
and
open
you can
space.
talk to people, and you see nice smiley faces behind the door.
And then you can nip over to the Loopy Shrew afterwards and have something to dinner. It's nice. And there's
that's quite nice in there actually.
The cafe there is nice. It's wonderful.
Nice,
Well, it's lovely meeting you today, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've got to say, that conversation was really lovely. It's nice to meet someone that goes out of her way to engage in conversation with people that are, lonely on their own. And this is why I like to get involved with charities like Age UK, because they do offer an invaluable service, and it's angels like her that really do offer something really important, I think, especially during COVID. I mean, think about COVID; it was isolating for a lot of people, and I think maybe it brought into light of that this is normal life for some of the elderly community. Like COVID affected everybody, but that's a day-to-day without a pandemic for a lot of the elderly community. So well done to you. You're doing a fantastic job. Hello, I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast.
I'm John Hollick. I used to be the finance officer for Age UK for 10 years.
Yes.
Before that, I was manager of Nationwide Building Society, who had these offices. I opened these offices for Nationwide 34 years ago.
Amazing.
So,
how does it feel being back here after that?
Strange. Well, I retired 22 years ago, but it's nice to be. I used to come in for me money anyway. So, No, I've been in association with Age UK for many years.
What is it about Age UK that you like? Why you like to help them?
It's a very down-to-earth organisation, and they go out of their way to try and help people. I think, and you've only got to look at the committees that they've got. The subcommittees are there. Hello. A lot of the people that used to chair the committees that I remember are no longer with us, but
it's an invaluable service.
It's a big organisation now.
Yes, I was just on social media. I was doing a story, and I was like, I need to tag myself in, and I need to look for Age UK.
Yeah.
And you're scrolling because of all the Age UKs around the UK.
Yeah.
But that's good, isn't it? It's good that it's.
Yes, it's a bit of a mouthful. Age UK, Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin, but people know it as Age UK. It used to be Age Concern.
Yes, I remember.
These were lovely offices.
And what do you think of it now as its new capacity? Do you like the look of it?
It's ideal for this purpose.
Yeah.
Nice open plan. There's plenty of private interview rooms. Private offices upstairs. Yeah, it's good.
It's wonderful. I'm very sorry.
Air conditioning too.
Yes. You need it on days like today. Well, do you know what? It's lovely to speak to you because you've seen this building for years and years and years stand here as Nationwide, and now you're seeing it here in a capacity that can help the community.
Part of the woodwork.
Yes. Well, thank you for chatting to me. Have a great day.
Can I first of all say thank you very much for coming and helping us to celebrate our new offices. can I just introduce and call upon the Deputy Lieutenant Mrs Claire Crackett to cut our ribbon, formally announce the opening of the offices, and I know she wants to say a few words. So, Claire, thank you
very much. Thank you very much for the invitation to join you for this very special event for the charity. It's particularly appropriate because I looked very carefully on your website and on the Charity Commission website, always a good thing to do before you go anywhere, to get all the details. And I notice that your articles refer to the ceremonial county of Shropshire, which of course is the Shropshire in the Shropshire Lieutenancy, which I'm here to represent, particularly of course representing the Lord Lieutenant, who's unable to be here this afternoon, and therefore by implication representing Her Majesty. And I know that the Lord Lieutenant's report, when she does this monthly to Her Majesty, will include this event. So it's a great privilege to be here, and I'm delighted to be representing some very important people, as I do say. One of the differences between the Shropshire Lieutenancy and yourselves is that we've recently had the great fun of celebrating Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. But I know that your 70th anniversary celebrations were very sadly curtailed by COVID, and so it's lovely to have this event as a bit of a celebration. Maybe not what you'd planned, I'm sure not what you'd planned for your Jubilee, but a great new start, a new chapter for Age UK in the county. I looked back over 70 years, and the 1951 census had 30% of the population counting as your beneficiaries. The latest census, which luckily has just come out so I could check, has 47% of people in the ceremonial county of Shropshire qualifying as your beneficiaries. With all their friends, family, neighbours, you are obviously here to support more than half of the adult population, which is quite a task, but I'm sure you're going to rise to it admirably. I also noticed the wide range of services which together create something which enhances everybody's well-being. It's not sufficient to dash in and do one bit and dash out again. People need a whole range of things to ensure that they live well and age well. So that's from the befriending, which I gather was one of the first services you ever started, to the Zumba Gold, which I think is probably quite a lot more recent addition to your range. And that's including all those other things in between, the advice and information, the advocacy, the help at home, and a whole load of services, which I hope I'm going to find out more during this afternoon as I talk to you all. After 70 years, it's really good to know that you're such a trusted brand, and I'm quite sure that as well as being a name people know, you get lots of personal recommendations. They help my aunt, why don't you go? They help me, why don't you drop in? But there are always going to be more people that you're going to want to reach. And this building is really going to help you do that. It's a presence on the high street, it's a presence for people who didn't know they needed you, but saw a smiling face as they walked past and popped in. And with all the services you offer, it's going to lead to whatever they need, even if it isn't what they think they asked for as they walked in the door. And I know nobody's going to walk in, as I'm just looking like I'm doing now, saying, I'm interested in maximising my income. Or, good morning, I think I need an advocate. That isn't how it happens. We all know that one conversation leads to another, leads to something else. And I'm sure that with the range of things you do, and these wonderful premises to operate from, you're going to be in an excellent position to do that. I know that for any 72-year-old, moving house is going to be tough. And I'm sure that in the move here, it's had its tough moments. And there are undoubtedly some people who have had special thanks for all that they've done to make the move happen. But what I'd like to do is thank all of you. And on reading your information, I realised that's 1,000 of you. I'm thanking 1,000 staff and volunteers involved in this charity, delivering so much for our county. So from the Lord Lieutenant, from me, a great big thank you for all that you do. But I do want to pick out some people to thank. Charities depend upon their trustees, upon their chief executives and their leadership team. So I would also very much like to thank particularly Sue and your fellow trustees, Heather and all of your management team. I know that leading a charity in these times, which remain as challenging as they ever have, is not easy. And continuing to deliver, continuing to keep to the mission, continuing to do what everybody in the whole ceremonial county needs you to do is not straightforward. So a special thank you to all of them. I hope to meet more of you than here, but I'm sure you'll pass that on to those that we really value that leadership of any organisation. So, I hope you'll have a very wonderful time in your new home. And if somebody's going to let me loose with some dangerous implements, I am going to have great fun. And can I just give you those? Right.
Could you all gather in a bit?
Honestly, I'm safe. You can come closer.
Can you bring the ribbon down?
Are you right? Yes. Otherwise, it's
across your face.
Yeah. Generally, some of us think of us an advantage. Are we ready?
Okay, and go.
So it's with great pleasure that I declare these new offices for Age UK truly open.
Disperses. Could Heather just say a few words, please?
Yes. I just wanted to very quickly say thank you to everyone for coming today to be here with us to celebrate this opening, because this is such a... I'm just so excited. It's just such a wonderful step forward in terms of our journey as a charity. As Claire said, we've been around for 72 years, supporting older people in the county. We've got a cost of living crisis coming towards us, as we know. I think being in this place will make us very accessible to people. People will be able to see where we are, and hopefully will come in for help. But I think also one of the things for me is this is a celebration of partnership, because we've got lots of our partners that we work with here today, and I think none of us could do what we do without all working together. So thank you all for coming so much. I think this is going to be a great step forward for us on our journey, and really most important, really accessible for the older people of the county, and their families and their friends. So I'm really excited to be here celebrating the opening. Thank you to the Deputy Lord Lieutenant and the Mayor and everybody else for coming to join the celebration. And we will now, I think, circulate some nibbles and some drinks and enjoy. Thank you, everybody.
I'm really proud. I'm my millionaire here. She's a bit shy, but I'm a millionaire. Really proud to come along with yourselves and to celebrate the opening here. Our year is about community, pulling us all together, and this fits just right in the centre of our year. During the first part of the pandemic, we ran the Shrewsbury and surrounding villages mutual aid group, so we were delivering to our more senior members of Shrewsbury, and the most important bit for us was to stand at each doorstep for 10 minutes and having a chat. So this building will be amazing to them, for you guys to really get in and support our fantastic mutual members of society. So thank you.
Right, so we've met before. You're the Mayor of Shrewsbury. How are you? You good?
I am very well, thank you very much. Yourself?
I'm good. Very busy.
Yes.
The biscuits everywhere at the moment. I'm working very, very hard, which is great, which is good. And we have the Deputy Lord Lieutenant. How are you?
I'm one of the Deputy Lord Lieutenants, so I'm one of the Deputy Lieutenants who supports the Lord Lieutenant throughout the county.
And you did a great job opening there with a speech.
I am delighted to be here. It's lovely to see an organisation that's going to be so much more accessible on the high streets for somebody to pop in. Not sure whether they need help, not sure whether this is the right place, but it's an easy step across the threshold.
It's a great in between being formal and informal, as in a way that it's a friendly place to come see.
I'm sure it's going to be a really friendly place for everyone that comes in. And Heather's already mentioned partnership working.
Yes.
So if there's things that crop up that aren't Age UK's bag, aren't their expertise, I know that they will recommend to other people that will. So whoever comes will get an excellent service, whatever they need.
Well, thank you for supporting this, and you did a great job
delighted
opening.
To be here.
As the Mayor of Shrewsbury, you got your ear to the ground, very much so. What do you think this means to the local community?
It's amazing. As I said in my speech, that during the pandemic, people were so isolated. This is such a prominent building with the open windows. People can see it as you go past, and they'll see that there's support in here. Access to lots of different services, which is what our more mature members of society need. And it's just such a nice, vibrant area, and you can feel the positive, enthusiastic, feel as you come in. People want to be able to help each member of our community, which is perfect.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for chatting to me, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the canapes. Sorry. Right, I've taken a step outside. There's lots of people in there. Spoken to some really nice people here today, and I think I'm going to call it a day on this. I think we've got really good information, and this place is fantastic. It's just a little reminder of the great things that go on in this town, and we just had a tour of the building. It's huge. It's a lovely space, and I want to wish Age UK in Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin, the best of luck with their new premises. Hopefully it helps a lot of people, and they continue to do the great work that they already do. And again, as always, with the Shrewsbury Biscuit, I want to offer them a hand with anything they need help with. If you need a microphone, I'm here. And so thank you very much for tuning in today for this. It's been really nice. I want to remind you guys about Pod Aid. That's coming up soon. We're doing a charity event, 24-hour long podcast. On the 29th of September at 9 a.m, we'll be going live in front of cameras and microphones. And we're not going to stop till 9 a.m. on the 30th of September. We're doing this to raise money for Lynne Davis, who are a great charity. We're going to be raising as much money as possible. We've got 24-hour long guests that are going to be joining us, very much like we did last year, if you remember, if anybody saw that. We're always looking for people to help out. We're offering hour-long sponsored slots for local companies, both UK and in the US, because once we hit late in the night, the UK listeners will go to bed and the America will wake up. So we are looking for American companies as well, and local businesses. If you want to get your business involved, it's £100 to sponsor a slot, and every single penny that goes towards Lynne Davis, and for that £100 you're going to get your logo displayed on the screen, and we'll do a professional readout about your company too. So it's well worth getting involved with. So that's Pod Aid. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you tell your friends about us if you enjoy the show. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.